You hear about the keto lifestyle everywhere, right? How it can totally reset your metabolism, change lives. But if you're new to it, there's always that one nagging question. So let's jump right in.
Yep, that's the one. Am I actually in ketosis? It's the question we're going to break down today. And let's be real, it's not just about being curious. It's about validation, right? Knowing all that effort you're putting in is actually working. I mean, your body is just an incredible machine. It's capable of this really profound metabolic shift. So in this explainer, we're going to walk through exactly how you can spot that change, what it really means for you, and yeah, how to master it.
Okay, so let's dive in. The big question, the core theme here, is all about understanding the signs. How do you know if your body has really made that massive switch from burning carbs to burning fat for fuel?
But hang on, before we can even start looking for the signs, we've got to understand what's actually happening under the hood. So first things first, let's get a clear definition of what ketosis even is. Because, it's so much more than just a buzzword you hear all the time. It's a fundamental change to your body's entire operating system. So, what is it exactly? Well, to put it simply, when you drastically cut back on carbohydrates, your body's like, okay, I need a new fuel source. That's when your liver kicks into high gear. It starts converting fat into these amazing little energy molecules called ketones. And just like that, they become your body's new primary fuel. And here's a really cool way to think about it. Imagine your body is a car. For your whole life, it's been running on gasoline. That's the carbs. Now you're switching it over to clean, super efficient electric power. That's the fat. The car still drives, right? But the energy is totally different. It's stable, it's sustained. You don't get those energy spikes and crashes you get from burning glucose. Okay, science lesson over. Now for the really fun part. Playing detective and decoding the signals your body is sending you. We're going to explore all the telltale signs that you've officially entered that fat-burning state of ketosis.
And let's start with your mind, because honestly, some of the most profound changes happen up there. When your brain starts running on ketones, it's like giving it this premium, clean-burning fuel, and the effects, well, they're pretty hard to miss.
First up, you know that afternoon brain fog, the one you just accepted as normal? Suddenly it starts to lift. That's because ketones can cross the blood-brain barrier super easily, giving your brain fuel without any of the sugar crashes. And that means your energy becomes incredibly stable. Say goodbye to that 3 p.m. slump. We're talking steady, consistent energy all day long.
So what about hunger and cravings? This is a big one. When your body gets really good at burning its own fat for fuel, that desperate, frantic search for a quick carb fix, it just kind of vanishes. You'll probably notice you feel satisfied with smaller meals, and that constant battle with sugar cravings, it just starts to fade into the background.
Okay, so the signs aren't just in your head. Your body gives off some really clear physical signals too. Let's take a look at what you might start to feel. So, this one's a little weird, but you might notice your breath has a slightly fruity, almost metallic smell. Don't freak out. That's actually a great sign. It's just acetone, which is a type of ketone, being released. It's a clear biochemical signal that you are on the right track. And then, of course, there's the one everyone's looking for, visible fat loss, especially in those stubborn spots, as your body finally starts tapping into its own fat stores for energy. You're also probably going to feel a lot more thirsty. See, as your body burns through its stored carbs, which are called glycogen, it releases a whole bunch of water that was stored along with it. This means you'll be heading to the bathroom more often, and you'll really need to up your water intake. So, pro tip, keep that water bottle glued to your hand.
All right, now let's be real for a second. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. Getting into ketosis can have some challenges. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of what to expect and how to handle it.
A lot of people experience something called the keto flu during that first week. As your body makes this huge adjustment, it's pretty normal to feel tired, maybe a little irritable, or even get some headaches. It's happening because your body is switching fuel sources and flushing out a lot of water and electrolytes. But the number one thing to remember is this: it is temporary. It's actually a sign that your body is changing, and I promise it will pass.
So, the big question, how long does this transition phase last? Well, for most people, you're looking at anywhere from 2 to 7 days to really get into ketosis. The exact timing, though, that really depends on you, your metabolism, how active you are, and frankly, what your diet looked like before you started this whole journey.
And this right here, this is why it can be so challenging. Just look at these macros. A typical keto diet is around 70% fat. Think about that. After a lifetime of being told that fat is the enemy, mentally and practically sticking to this can be a huge hurdle. especially when you factor in busy schedules and, having a social life.
And speaking of challenges, here are the 4 most common tripwires that can knock you right out of ketosis. Hidden carbs in packaged foods. They're everywhere. Eating too much protein is another one, because your body can actually turn excess protein into glucose. Then there's not eating enough fat, which is your new main fuel, or not staying on top of your hydration and electrolytes. Honestly, just knowing about these pitfalls is half the battle.
Here's the thing. If you can navigate those challenges, the reward on the other side is huge. We're talking about mastering your own metabolism in a way that goes so much deeper than just the food on your plate.
And this really gets to the heart of it. The ultimate goal isn't just about watching the number on the scale go down. When you achieve a true fat-burning state, you unlock a whole suite of other incredible benefits. I mean, just think about it. You've got improved metabolic health and better insulin sensitivity, which is massive. You get that enhanced cognitive performance we talked about earlier. A lot of athletes report way greater physical endurance, and there's even growing research that it can help reduce inflammation in the body. It's a pretty powerful list.
So here's the real takeaway. The key to all of this is remembering that it's a journey. It's about consistency, not perfection. Life is going to happen. You're going to have a meal that kicks you out of ketosis, and you know what? That is totally okay. The magic is in knowing the signs so you can recognize what happened and just get right back on track.
And that brings us to our final thought. We started this whole thing by asking, am I in ketosis? But maybe, just maybe, the more important question to leave you with is a little different. It's, how do I take all of this information and make this powerful metabolic state work sustainably for my life?